Good morning. Hello, and welcome to the home of the Hawk City Bandits with your host, Matt Jones.
And Preston.
We don't have Cynthia and Andre today. One overslept and one is under the weather. We won't say who did what, but we hope that they feel better and that they get their rest today. And we have this covered for the rest of the day today, so don't worry about it, but you owe us. You owe us. So today, as tune into Hawk Radios here on on Live 365 every Tuesday from 11 to 12 at the Bill Brown Recording Studio at the heart of Ybor City, Tampa. Stay tuned for our show as we talk about movies, funny stories, food, and current events. So we'll be right back after this quick break. like vinyl. So if it's raining and I step on a puddle, it doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
So since Miss Cynthia isn't here today, I kind of wanted to do something, a little bit different. Obviously, I always talk about current events, which I will. But just to start off the show, and to start off with food, obviously that's Cynthia's segment, but I kind of wanted to dive in a little bit and actually thank her because I've been able to explore my my palate a little bit more hanging around with her. And she comes from China, and she is from a province, I think province called Hunan. And I have a Chinese acupuncturist, and she told me that the people that are from that province love spicy food. My doctor does not like spicy food.
I bet he doesn't.
Yeah. So she was telling me it's just that, depending on where you are in China is what, the different foods. And there are some things that they have in China that they may not have in Japan and vice versa. Right. So I used to drink a lot of coffee. Like, I was a coffee fiend. I mean, I have the espresso machine. I make my espresso. Like, I froth the milk and all that stuff, Loved coffee. But, I'm in my late 40s. So because of that, I don't have a gallbladder, other ailments. And because of that, my stomach hasn't been tolerating coffee that much. Get the jitters, get the headaches, get the coffee right through me. Don't like that stuff. So I noticed that Miss Cynthia would come around with matcha. And I would I'd always seen it. I tried it once from Starbucks. I was like, this tastes very chalky. I don't know what I'm drinking. I don't like the way it tastes. And I would see her coming around with her own, homemade matcha. And I was like, what is this that you're drinking? Because, I've seen people drinking it, sort of, kind of. But I just want to know what is it about matcha? And then she's like, oh, you have to try it, Maddie. And I said, should I try the one from Starbucks? She's like, don't do that one. That one is not good. She'll do it in a pickle because she understands. But she's like, it's not so good. And you can't have too much of it. No. Have you ever tried matcha?
I have not. Because I've always been a picky eater. So,
okay. But have you seen it around people drinking?
Oh, yeah. I've seen it plenty.
Yeah. Okay. So you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah,
okay, yeah. A lot of people, they've created so many creations out of matcha. You can have matcha cookies, matcha cake, matcha tiramisu, matcha ice cream. Yeah. But do you know where it actually came from?
Is it Japan, I think? Or somewhere in Europe, I would say. Let me try. China?
Yes.
China,
actually,
China,
yes. So, because we're here drinking this. We see a lot of, youngsters drinking it nowadays. And we're like, what is this matcha craze that people are doing right now, right? Yeah. So I jumped into the bandwagon of matcha after, learning, because it's a learning curve, and it's something that slows you down. You appreciate, tea is something that you sip, right. Coffee, you kind of drink, get your buzz on and get going. But my body was telling me no. The smell of it, I still love the smell of it, and every now and again. But when I make my matcha in the morning, and I'll explain a little bit after that, after I tell you about the history of matcha, it hits different, just like Miss Cynthia says, okay? Yeah. So the history of matcha. I looked this up at it's called the AS Student Rec and Wellness Center. So according to the AS Student Rec and Wellness Center, so website that I found, it's kind of like a student website from a university. Matcha has gained popularity over the last years as a healthier alternative to coffee. So what is matcha? Because you see that green, but you're like, what is it?
Exactly.
Is it a powder? Is it what? So matcha is actually a finely ground green tea leaves that are finely ground, and it originated from East Asia. So it is not steeped. So you know how have you ever had tea before?
I have, but it's been a while because that's not something I typically enjoy.
Yeah. Okay. So tea, you can get like loose tea or tea bags, and what it is that you boil water to a certain temperature, and then you steep your tea, you steep your leaves into the tea, and then you toss away your leaves, and then you drink the water that's left out, left over after steeping your tea, depending on what type of tea. Can be oolong tea, white teas, raspberry tea, ginger tea, depending on the temperature, because some of them you have to have a certain temperature. Well, in the case of matcha, you don't throw away the leaves. You're actually ingesting them.
Ooh.
Okay. So matcha is finely ground. So it's finely ground green leaves, green tea leaves. So it isn't steeped. It's rather mixed into hot water, but not too hot. So the recommended temperature to warm up your matcha is 80 degrees Celsius.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's the difference it's the only tea that you actually ingest the leaves.
Wow.
You are ingesting the leaves that are ground.
Right. Celsius. I'm gonna see how that's.
Yeah. So according to Moya Matcha, which is he's a founder of Miss Hitomi Saito, the founder of Moya Matcha. She says that matcha was discovered in China during the 12th century by a Japanese Buddhist monk named Myoin Ilisa. So he was a Japanese monk in China. He discovered the tea there, the green leaves there, and then he brought it back, the tea back to Japan, as he realized how it positively impacted him during meditation sessions.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So matcha actually creates a feeling of like calm alertness. So, does your mom drink coffee?
She does, yeah.
Okay.
Coffee, yeah.
Sometimes, I don't know if you've seen when people drink coffee, they get the coffee jitters. I don't know if you know what that is. They get that buzz, that coffee buzz.
I guess maybe. I've never seen it.
Okay.
But I guess maybe.
Sometimes, you can have a little bit too much coffee, and then you're like, I gotta do 20,000 things at the same time,
Yeah.
And then you get a little headache sometimes, and sometimes the caffeine makes you get like that up, and then you crash eventually, and then you need more coffee. So that was what was happening to me. So matcha actually creates a feeling of calm alertness. It does have caffeine, but not as much as coffee does, and it also has L-theanine. So that's that's that combination of the L-theanine, which I'll explain in a little bit. Also, is helps with that, just kind of keeping a baseline of like that alertness. So you do have the caffeine, but it's not as buzzy as poppy as coffee is. So the other thing is that matcha is used for ceremonial purposes.
Oh,
yes, yeah. So a lot of people don't know that. Obviously here with the matcha craze, which I'll explain what makes Gen Z love matcha so much right now. Is that it has become essential to the Japanese tea ceremony known as chado or sado, which means the way of tea.
Oh.
Yeah. So Japanese tea ceremonies have turned into rituals. So, it's a very ritualistic, I prepare my matcha I try to prepare it in the most ritualistic way that would be, which I believe, I've looked up the information. So again, it can be a little bit watered down. I would probably have to go to an authentic, Japanese place where they serve the matcha and see it just in essence to get but I think I have a pretty good understanding. So there are some tools that you utilize. I'm not going to get into that right now because I'm just trying to bring, just where the green tea leaves came from and, all that. Right. But so it is used in a rituals and ceremonies. And it does has when people use it as a meditation, it's kind of like bringing in that harmony or wa, which is a Japanese harmony. Wa means harmony in Japanese. Respect or kei, purity or sei, or tranquility or jaku. So instead of chugging the coffee down, you're more sipping and enjoying it. So yeah, and then the reason why Gen Z likes it It has a beautiful green color, you know.
Oh
so
my gosh,
yes.
that's
so that's one of the
crazy.
things that people see right away. Like, oh my gosh, what is that you're drinking?
I never would have thought that would be
You
the
know,
reason.
yeah,
but you know
one
what,
of
that
that's
kind of
one of
makes
the things
sense.
that that popped up. But this is according to the independent.uk.co. So that's one of the things that they have noticed is that it has a beautiful green appealing color. You see that green drink, you're like, what is that green drink? I want to try it, you know. May or may not like it according to, you know, if you do like tea or not, or if you don't like green tea. It might be an adjustment period. Maybe you don't tolerate milk, you're lactose intolerant. There are ways that nowadays they're doing it even with like different milks. So you can have almond milk, coconut milk, oat milk, you know, soy milk. What the possibilities are endless, you know.
Right.
And you don't use that much sugar. Sometimes, you know, coffees can be a little bit bitter, so then you down that with sugar, and then, you know, so that's another reason that the Gen Z is liking it. So, but yeah, pretty much that's all I found about the green tea, you know, the green matcha tea. Yeah. I really wanted to kind of like talk about that because since I don't have Miss Cynthia here, but I did want to thank her because I feel that my health, it also has a lot of antioxidants. So I feel it even has helped like my nails, my hair, and actually like just being able to focus without having that headache. My stomach is actually thankful for not having coffee in my system. Yeah, and I even have my daughter on the matcha train right now. Yeah. Like she'll make it really fast because you can make it cut corners and not make it, you know, ceremonial, and use kind of like those electrical whisk. But I try to make it as ceremonial as possible. And when I make it, she's like, "Oh, Mom, it's not chalky, but I'll still take it," you know. But yeah. So what would you dare to try a matcha now that I've explained this all to you?
I think so. I think I try to push myself to kind of go out there a little bit more and try things that's kind of outside of my comfort zone for sure. Definitely. Yeah.
Do you drink milk?
I do, yeah. I do drink milk.
Yeah. I mean, I prefer, because I do lactose-free milk, so I just kind of like get my milk at Sam's, you know, so I would just do it with the lactose-free milk, which is still like 2% milk. But and you can add some sugar just to, you know, get into the feel of it. But an iced matcha latte, it hits different. It hits different.
I see the ice. Okay. Because I don't know if it's,
you know, so I just kind of like wanted to bring up that matcha vibe. So what are your thoughts? Tell me. I want to know.
Well, the first thought is, again, the iced. I guess maybe I've seen that before. Okay. But as far as the iced matcha, I don't know. I think that's something I might like a bit more because I'm more of a kind of cold draw guy. I'm not really big on... Okay, I do like hot drinks, but if I had to choose, I definitely do cold drinks all the time when I go to Starbucks. I always get the caramel ribbon crunch frappuccino, and obviously that's a blended drink, but when they had the seasonal drinks such as like a pumpkin chai for Halloween, and then I think it was the not Thanksgiving or Christmas, and then they had just the seasonal ones. Right. I started trying the chai. Oh, it's so good.
It's good, but you know what the other thing is? That if you ever had a chai somewhere else other than Starbucks, you might not like it.
I know. I'm sure.
Because they down that with so much sugar. So much sugar.
Because I tried the original chai, like what they regularly have, like year-round. Mm-hmm. I like it, but it's not something I would pick willingly. Like, again, like, it's just not the same with I know there's extra flavors, but I don't know. I don't think I've seen matcha on the menu at Starbucks. I think
they do have it, but it's not recommended. Yeah. I'll give you a couple of places that you can look up so that maybe you can try it, you know. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you don't, or maybe you'll come back and tell me, "Hey, Maddie, where can I learn how to make this myself?" And then we'll go ahead and, you know, show you. But, you know, we're going to take a quick break, and we have a couple of announcements after this quick break, okay? So stay tuned for more.
All right, welcome back to the funny part of the show. So we have some stories first up from FlamingoMag.com.
Wait, before you start, Preston, tell us a little bit about what had you starting these funnies.
So last semester I did a radio show. It was all by myself, and honestly, I just thought of
it wasn't.
What?
It was not all by yourself.
Okay, well, okay.
In the beginning,
there was Vince there. Okay. Yeah. Because the Vince vibes was because he was kind of like my mentor. Yeah, mentor, and he got me, to learn the board and everything. And honestly, I like because he was here most of the time, and then he started listening in. And honestly, I do like it. I do like it now because we each have our own part versus where I had to do all my parts beforehand, like all of them. So like it's less work, but I still enjoy it.
So tell me what did you learn first from Vince? Like what things did he show you? Is he a good mentor?
He's a very good mentor. He showed me, let's see, I would say as a highlight, besides like running the board, because he gave me tips at the end, like I like this, or like, work on this. He's like, I like the show good, just maybe make sure you do this, or maybe make sure you do that. He just gave some good pointers at the end. I definitely did like that because it just kind of helped me get better at it. And and as I went on, as I got more, comfortable on the show, because it's just something, you kind of get used to, you kind of get in the zone. But yeah, I definitely say overall, just the extra tips that he had given to me definitely did help, because it just kind of shaped me more around into being more comfortable and, knowing what to do. Like if there's a mess up, don't go like, oh, I'm so sorry. Let me tell you about the mess up. It's just kind of like, say it, then brush it off and move on. Right. Because things are going to happen, and you can't just apologize for every single mess up. I mean, especially if it's not your fault. So that was one of the big things.
That you learned from Vince?
Yeah. Okay. I would definitely say that.
Definitely. That's really nice to be able to, because, Vince has been here. I mean, I met Vince. I actually was able to learn a lot from him and the radio station as well when I first started doing the program with Vince and Ben. In the beginning, because Brandon and I did a show together. Our show was right before yours.
Yeah, I know you were there.
But I just kind of wanted to bring that up because again, we are the radio and television broadcast program. Next week, don't we have an announcement of something going on for next week? We have a garage.
Yeah, we have.
It's a
garage show. Yeah, the garage show is on Monday. Sorry, she sent the announcements. It's on Monday at 9:30 a.m.
Okay.
So it's April 13th. It's in the cantina. Whatever it is, the Hawk.
The Hawk Cantina?
Yeah, the Hawk Cantina in the building next door. So, and it's just kind of miscellaneous items, just kind of physical media, various media devices, stuff like that. Anything that you can, find in your garage that, might relate to that. Anything, like y'all have been meaning to get rid of this for a while.
Okay.
So it's kind of just going to be something like that to enjoy.
Are you going to be there?
I most likely will be.
Okay.
If I can find anything. I moved 5 years ago, and it was a big move, so we threw away a lot of stuff, but I'm sure there's still some stuff that I can still currently find. I'd probably, to be honest, have to look in the garage, because we have a 1.5 car garage, and this whole extra storage area is to the kind of like the left or right of it.
I gotcha.
So there's some stuff there. It's more personal, but I'm sure if I look hard enough, I could definitely find something. So
okay, yeah. I mean, I think I'd like to go. I have probably a couple of those like a table or some other little items and stuff that I can probably donate for them to go ahead and sell in the garage sale. And get a little fundraiser, but it's always nice. I wasn't trying to interrupt your segment, but
it's fine.
So because I wanted to hear, because again we started kind of at the same time doing our own radio shows last term, and I remember every time you were in here a couple of times with Vince, so. And we were working a few times with Vince too. He would hop in our show because he enjoyed it as well. So it's just always nice to have that energy and kind of bring it to where we are now. Exactly. Because now you're comfortable. Now you can run the board without me, huh?
Yeah.
And without him.
It's pretty fun to run the board. I would say it's pretty fun.
Okay. So take us to your funnies. I want to hear.
Okay. So the first one is A St. Petersburg woman was arrested for covering a neighbor's car in toilet paper while she was dressed as a hot dog.
What?
Yeah. The police report offered no explanation for her costume, but apparently it helped commit vandalism with a lot of relish. That's a first. That's a first.
Where'd you get that one from?
That one, I think these on this page, these are all from flamingomag.com.
Flamingo Mag. Is that a Florida mag?
I kind of put these together last night, short notice.
Flamingo
Mag. Yeah, you can
Mag.
look it up. But, I just, St. Pete, honestly, you got all types of people over there.
Wait, so she put toilet paper and relish?
No, she, with vandalism with a bit of, I think she might have, or it's just kind of using that as a word. Like I said, I got these stories last minute because I had to watch, the movie, that Andre wanted us to watch.
Right.
And I was just doing a few things. I was busy yesterday too, so I was just like, shoot, I gotta put. It was like 9 o'clock, and I'm like, shoot, I gotta put these together. It is a newsletter
from Florida, actually.
Oh my gosh!
Yes, it is. Okay. Yes, it is. I'm gonna have to give them a follow and see what they're all about. But go ahead.
Oh my gosh! But yeah, I'd say St. Pete, especially. I wouldn't be surprised if this was near like the St. Pete beach because if I guess it's the neighborhood, but like. I don't know, crazy things happen by the beach. It's, the older historic homes, and you got a mix of, like, rich people and then, more poor people. It's just, it's wild over there.
You think so?
It's wild,
Okay.
I go to Treasure Island. My dad takes me to Treasure Island every year for Father's Day, which I know it's not St. Pete, but... Honestly, I don't know. I haven't seen some wild things, but it's funny. My dad, his name is David, and every time we go there, we pass the David RX pharmacy.
Oh, yeah?
We do. I remember pointing it out. I'm like, hey, Dad, there's that. I'm like, oh, that's so funny.
Oh, my God.
Yes, I would recommend, I know I'm going into this, but I'd recommend, going into the summer, of course, the Treasure Island Beach, because they also have a huge blow-up, water slide type thing. Mm-hmm. It's tall. It's, 20, 30 feet tall, I would say. It's huge.
So you know what you need to do next time you go?
Right.
You need a people watch.
I do.
Just a little bit of people watching and bring back some funny stories of maybe something funny you saw, or maybe some fight that broke out. Where does the media get it? Where does it get it from? From other people that are watching.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Honestly. Ooh, okay, this next one, y'all gonna love this. This is the Chuck E. Cheese one. So,
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese. I see the word Chuck E. Cheese in here, so I know this is gonna be good.
Yep.
One of the most, I missed that word there. One of the most circulated photos of the year happened when Tallahassee police arrested a Chuck E. Cheese employee for credit card fraud while he was dressed as the restaurant's rodent mascot. I wonder if anyone yelled, "You dirty rat."
Oh my goodness.
That's crazy.
You dirty rat.
You dirty rat. Makes about sense. I always said Chuck E. Cheese is a biohazard. I was there once as a kid, but it's just it's gross.
Nasty.
Yeah.
It smells very weird in there. Like old musky movie theater.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, what is that? The animated animatronics movie?
It's Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's, yes.
Yeah.
That's what
it's so weird. And I barely remember it, but, with all that stuff going on, that's enough to remember. It's just so weird.
What is going on in here? Why is this so dark and gloomy in here?
Exactly.
I'm sorry. If I was to be in a place that I'm going to be with other people, I need to see some daylight. I feel like I need to be in open spaces.
Exactly.
But when you go inside, and I understand, obviously, living in a place like Washington State where it's raining all the time, most of your activities have to be indoors. But can we have a glass roof?
Exactly. So you can see that.
Can we have a glass roof, please?
Maybe a glass roof, you see the sunroom at the older Wendy's or whatever, where you have
can it just glass? Be all glass?
Yeah. Like a Tesla, it's like the top of a Tesla. I see the people talking about how it's just all sun.
Please, can it be like a little dome?
Yes, dome. Yes, literally.
Yes. Why does it have to be in this dark, gloomy place?
All enclosed. Yeah. There's
little
this Chuck
kids
E. Cheese.
pick their nose and their
boogers.
Oh no! No. No.
That, and I can't imagine. I mean, not only the kitchen, like the food there is just kind of as well. Because I went there, of course, there's a birthday party, so we had the pizza, and it's just kind of
like a cardboard pizza. Yeah. It's not even. Come on, man. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. Like, what are they doing in the kitchen?
Places?
How are they still open?
Yes.
How is Chuck E. Cheese as a franchise still in business? If they're like that, any other place, it would be shut down due to safety hazards. Chuck E. Cheese, it's just like a freaking free-for-all.
Yeah, and then your kid ends up sick in there.
Exactly.
Put out for the next day, not because they're tired, but because they're probably sick.
Easy way to get hand, foot, and mouth. I mean, that's just horrible. Because
I don't know.
Calling around because all like the tube stuff and the not playground, but the tube. That's gross. And I think I've never been big on the Chuck E. Cheese hype. Like I said, I've been once. My parents took me once when I was like, I don't even know. I don't know what location it was. There's a location out in Wesley Chapel by the B&B theaters. That is surprisingly still there. I don't know how it's there, but like...
not the place for me. I don't even feel like they, I think they fill it over capacity sometimes, too.
They do.
And the only place I want to be like that, where the lights are kind of like dimmed, is at the roller skating rink.
That's where it should... Yeah, because it's like, it's the vibe, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what else does the Florida mag have? FlamingoMag.com. I'm going to have to look these people up.
Oh, my gosh. So, there was a St. Peter... Oh, what? Okay. Then, there was a St. Petersburg man who threatened a noisy landscaper...
For what?
With a 12-inch dagger.
Why?
I don't know. Apparently what made him stand out is that he was dressed in a full jester costume. This was one jester who was not going to enjoy the court.
No.
That's oh my gosh, that's crazy.
No.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. Ooh, I like this one. This is one thief drove from Pensacola all the way to Orlando, swiping Smokey Bear stand signs from the state forest so that he could sell them on Facebook Marketplace for nearly $2,000 each.
Wait, so he can sell what now?
It says Smokey Bear stand-up signs. That's insane.
Like Smokey the Bear?
I think so. Oh my gosh. That's insane, bro. This is someone dressed as Smokey Bear himself showed up to the assist with the arrest. Oh my gosh! No way! That is the most. The fact he's in Pensacola all the way to Orlando.
Did he wear
that is insane! Oh my gosh!
Did he wear the outfit? Is what I'm saying.
Oh my. You might as well. I need to see a photo of that. Like,
I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's a good one. Oh my gosh,
my cheeks.
This is like a blind reaction for me as well because like I got this at the last minute, so I'm seeing these as they come. Like, oh my gosh, that is crazy.
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna let you continue while my cheeks calm down.
Okay. So this is, I believe, would be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, number 5. Some customers were more practical. A man dressed in a scuba gear swam up to a floating restaurant in Disney Springs, climbed aboard, tied up 2 employees, robbed the place, and swam away. The robber made off with between $10,000 and $20,000. Police have yet to locate him. This was a no Mickey Mouse operation.
Oh my god! The
craziest stuff always happens
no
at
Mickey
Disney.
Mouse.
Oh,
I really do like these stories.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like Brandon and I used to have a little segment in our show. It's called Florida Man.
Yes.
Florida Man did this.
Yes.
Florida. This is everyone here in Florida, whether they're from here or from out of state. I love it.
I have a friend that from high school. He moved to Florida from Mississippi in 2020. And, he was always, like, senior year especially, he was always not talking about that Florida man stuff. Like, junior, senior year, just, someone says something like, make a joke about Florida man. I'm like, honestly, I wish he'd be on the show because he would love all this. Florida man, that's his thing. Yeah. I love that. He's the sweetest.
Yeah.
But that would be so, I would like that. That would be pretty neat. He goes to USF, but that's why it would be hard to get him on here because he goes all the way to USF.
Oh, no.
I know. He just started there, I believe. Okay, I'm not going to say everything about him. I don't know why I'm going on because I'm not going to give out personal business.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that, it's always, with my friends, it's either like, HCC or it's USF. I have 2 friends that go to University of Tampa. Mm-hmm. And then, let's see, I have a friend that's at the Brandon campus, a friend that's at the Dale Mabry campus, and then I'm here. And like I said, USF, and I think because I've always had more of a smaller friend group. I've never been the person to have like huge friend groups because that's just not me. It's just,
I've always been in small groups, like very, very small groups. Yeah.
Yeah, it's easier that way.
Yeah.
Like you can tell who's actually your friend, and it's just it's better. And I always thought it's better that way because it just. It's the big groups like how obviously I guess those big people. It's just such a concept to me. Like, how do you know everything about all these people? Like, you have like 10 or 12 or 15 people in your group, and it's just like, dang, you know all of them? Like, you,
I just feel like when you have that, such a big circle, like, how do you make time for yourself?
Exactly. Like,
because I feel like you need your social battery to kind of like, how do your social battery is always depleted.
It is, yeah.
Always depleted.
Always.
Do you have something else for us?
I do. I have a lot more, but I'm probably going to read about one more just so I can give my Matt Jones here time to do hers.
I'm okay with this, All right. I like the funnies.
All right. So last up, I think that's a word. Okay. Not all aquatic adventures were so well prepared. 2 people that the Hernando County Sheriff's Office called an adventurous individuals set sail for the Gulf during a small craft advisory on an inflatable kiddie pool.
Is that even safe?
That's what I'm wondering. I don't even think it is.
No.
That's
do you know
insane.
how flimsy an inflatable kiddie pool is?
That's like dangerous. Like, like they could pop easily too.
They can very much so. Like, where did you get this inflatable kiddie?
Exactly.
Like, it's in a really good sturdy material kiddie board. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you saying here?
Like, you can hit one bad rock and you're done.
No, not even a bad rock. Just like a freaking wave the wrong way.
They overturned you. I could just see it. All these waves. I was like, ah.
With your own nail, you can freaking, deflate it. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh,
yeah.
Give us one more.
Okay, I can do about. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'll do a few more. Okay, this is I titled this one Crooks and Cops.
Crooks and Cops.
Crooks and Cops. Yeah.
Where'd you get this? Is this a page?
Maybe actually I think it might be. I think it's just like one of those like where you can find different stories throughout that page. I think it's just like story this and that.
Kind of like a Reddit or like.
I think
Okay.
So from here we have many Florida crooks. Oh my God. Many Florida crooks stole valuable things. Some stole things besides money. The best example was a Doral chef who snuck back into his employer's restaurant on his night off to steal some secret recipes, which he planned to use at a different restaurant. Ooh, dang. So you're telling me if I go to Chipotle, I can get some nice, some nice steak, some nice ribeye? Dang! That's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
I do like that one, but let's see what's up with this one. So, another was the chef on a skateboard who rode through Wilton Manors and made off with a sea cow statue worth more than $5,000. The statue was decorated with a rainbow pattern, so you can say, "Oh, humanity!"
Oh my gosh,
that is insane.
Oh my goodness.
Next up, oh my gosh, Polk County, that's crazy. Anyways, perhaps the boldest thief was the man who walked into the Polk County Sheriff's substation in Polk City and walked out with Sheriff Grady's Judd's portrait. Judd was far from the only
What?
He walked into the sheriff's substation in Polk City and walked out with Sheriff Grady's Judd's portrait, like a portrait
the picture
of him.
that they have at the entrance
of the guy.
The sheriff.
And Judd was far from the only news-making lawman this year. An off-duty Volusia County deputy on a motorcycle was pulled over on I-4 because her bike it had a fake license plate that said, "Chase me."
Oh my gosh.
That led to the discovery of a social media account showing her doing a lot of stunt riding on public roads. I-4 is a nightmare. And
no, I do not like that interstate.
No, it's horrible.
I avoid that like the plague.
Sadly, mainly on Wednesdays, I take 75 south to I-4 west, but it's I-4 east is where all that's happening. Nothing. I mean, there's some stuff happening on west, but it's going towards Orlando, so of course there's going to be stuff happening. People are... Orlando's
why
the big
are they
city.
so crazy to go see Mickey Mouse anyway?
Exactly. Like, the Disney adults need to be studied, because what do you mean you're just going... Like, I get it. You can enjoy Disney, but you're going there, you know, oh my God, Disney. Just like, maybe like grow up a little. You can enjoy it. I'm not saying to not have fun.
Yeah, yeah.
But, you know, it's time to, you know, grow up just a bit, you know?
Yeah, no, I get it. Well, is that all you have for us today, or do you have one more? Give us one more.
Okay, I'll give you one more. A Jacksonville sheriff's deputy who was trying to taser a suspect accidentally tasered his partner instead.
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
No.
That was a bad mix-up.
No.
And then another one, a Leon County deputy pulled his gun on a man pumping gas because he thought the nozzle looked like a weapon.
This is something else, man.
Oh my gosh.
Not even. No way. No way.
Not at all. This one is actually, I think, really is from the wild ways of Florida. As always, our Florida wildlife made life pretty wild. St. Cloud residents peppered state wildlife officials with phone calls after spotting a runaway kangaroo. They jumped at the chance to grab it.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
You know, that's a normal day in Australia. Normal day in Australia, but this is in Florida. So. I've heard of St. Cloud, so that's crazy.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
You know, I'll do the last one on this page here, and then we can end up with my segment for today. A man caught illegally dumping yard trash in Brevard County turned out to be carrying an unusual passenger in his pickup, a juvenile rainbow BOA constrictor. That led to the discovery that he had even more unlicensed wildlife at home, including 2 Burmese pythons.
Oh my gosh. No.
I can't do snakes, to be honest.
Neither can I. Neither can I.
Oh my gosh.
Preston, thank you for your funnies.
Yes, of course.
Some of them are kind of, freaky with the snakes. Oh, But, you know.
Yeah.
I hope that the Hawk City Bandits are laughing out there with these funnies this morning. We're going to take
I hope y'all enjoyed it.
Yeah. We're going to go on a quick break, and then we'll come back, say a couple things in lieu of Andre being out today, and then a couple things of what happened yesterday, here at campus. And then say goodbye to you guys till next week when we have the Cup coming to visit us. So we'll have a guest in town coming next week, and we'll tell you. Well, you'll find out more about it next week. So stay tuned, and we'll see you. We'll talk to you right after this break. I hope you guys enjoyed the thriller.
Yeah, it's pretty good, pretty good.
Well, I mean, obviously, for those that are listening to after we go live, sadly, you don't get to enjoy the music as much as we do because, we don't own the rights to the copyrights to this music. So for that reason and that reason only, you get to listen to that beautiful music that we kind of do at post editing here at the beautiful Ybor City. As students, when we get to do our editing, which we are a little behind. So, Miss Narisa, we're sorry. We're going to get caught up.
We apologize.
We promise. It's just been, we had one day off, and then, if we don't do the things right away, we kind of So, I've been getting on. I know Andre also got on Mr. Preston here because we want him to go to the movie theater, and I think I'm gonna have to talk to him and see, and even if I have to buy him the ticket so that he can go see Project Hail Mary, because it is a very heartwarming movie, and I don't know if you've seen your feed on your socials, but everybody's talking about this movie.
No.
Okay, everybody's talking about this movie. It'll make you laugh, cry. I mean, even if you go with your mom, go enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
Even if it takes me buying your ticket to go see this movie, you need to go see it.
No, I don't want to make you pay for my ticket.
No, I mean, but because again, Andre's not here today, but I mean, we pretty sure know that. We hope he's listening to us, and we hope he feels better. But movies bring people together, and when we do the little things that when he comes here and he talks about that, it really does kind of bring the room together, and it's like a little chill time. I wish we had popcorn when we we talk about it, And then the other thing, I didn't have time to talk to you guys about the current events, but we actually had a production yesterday, and Preston was actually one of the extras that came and hung out with us, because that's what we do here in the radio and television broadcast program. It was the production was done by one of our classmates, Miss Olivia Tomlinson. So thank you, Miss Olivia, for allowing us to be part of that beautiful production. I know it was a lot of work. She actually went to dinner with us yesterday. We'll talk about that more next time, because next week we have the cop coming to visit us. So it was a really good production. I mean, obviously exhausting. It's supposed to be a 15-minute production, but it takes a few hours to get things put together. And, everybody came through. Mr. Risa was there. Tom was there. Jay was there. We all showed up, and we showed out as best as we could. In the beginning, it felt like it was a little bit unorganized. And then, we tightened up the meetings, getting the direction that we needed from here. So I feel like we're really, really thankful for all of that. So with that being said, I'm happy to be part of the radio and television broadcast program. And if you like what you're hearing, we're students here. This is something that we've learned along the way. Some of us kind of are better at one thing than the other. But when we come here, we leave all that, who knows better than what. We come together, as a group, and we make, magic happen. And we use this beautiful equipment that's provided to us here. And we get the instructions from these amazing instructors that are here. So I don't know about you, Preston, but don't you feel proud to be part of the RTV program?
I do. I feel very proud.
There we go. There we go. So any last words for us today?
Well, have a good week, y'all.
Yeah.
Have a good week. Enjoy your week. I keep saying that.
Enjoy your what?
Enjoy your week. Enjoy your week.
Oh, I was like, your what?
I was like, what?
You said enjoy your week, and I'm like, are you saying week?
No, the Wii. Play some games, y'all.
Oh, the Wii.
Oh, no, I was trying to say week, but that reminded me of the Wii.
I was like, the Wii.
The woo.
Well, there you have it, folks. Till next week. I hope you guys tune in for more of the Hawk City Bandits. This has been your host, Matt Jones.
And Preston.
And to Cynthia and Andre, we wish you well, and we hope you guys are here next week, because we have guests. We have guests.
You gotta be here for that.
Yeah,
guys.
you have to. You have to. You can't bail out on that one. We gave you a pass this week. Some were sick, some were sleepy. We get it, but next week y'all better be here. Okay.
Yes.
So much love, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.